Hi, I'm Amiel. I really wanted to make this video to be of service at this time and to be of help in the best way that I know how. So the intention is to help you to answer a very important question right now, which is, how are you feeling? And not just to answer that question, but to really acknowledge it. So I've been serving as a transformational counselor for 20 years now, and I'm very familiar with the process of change. So I've been on my own spiritual journey and have gone through a great deal of change. But I've also helped many people move through the transitions in their lives to let go of pain, to let go of aspects of their life that are no longer serving them, and to step through the unknown self to discover themselves and to return to their heart and to live from their authentic spirit. Now, that change for many people, including myself, often comes through a catalyst when an event or an experience that we have shakes our foundation and we begin to question what it is that we are experiencing and who we are. And that's known as the dark night of the soul. And that's what we're experiencing as a planet right now. Now, there is no question that the way this is unfolding with its intensity is bringing about a tremendous amount of difficulty, much of which is not organic, and yet it is the human journey right now for all of us together. Um, but I really want to focus on the emotion today, so I'm just going to say that I actually have been writing for several years about the planetary dark night of the soul and our collective awakening. So I invite you to take a look at my blog, and there's plenty of information there for you to read if you haven't already looked there. But as with our own personal journey, whenever there is great difficulty and adversity in our life, there's also a tremendous amount of opportunity for change and growth. And that's the choice that each of us has to make at this timing, and to ask ourselves, how are we going to respond? So I've been reflecting back on the beginning of my spiritual journey, and there are some elements that I experienced then that are very similar right now that I want to share with you. What I remember is that my awakening felt very sudden, and I'm sure I perceived it that way. But in truth, it was probably percolating, and there were things that were changing inside me, and things that were changing in my life. And it reached a peak where I could now feel that that change was very tangible, and it was something that I couldn't deny any longer. And I had to be willing to look at the truth of how I was living my life and what needed to change. Again, not unlike what we're experiencing right now. And I also remember that some parts were very exciting, like the opportunity to learn to trust my intuition and to receive higher guidance. That was great. But I also remember it was a time of a lot of instability, and there was a lot of confusion and uncertainty with it, and a lot of emotion, um, a great deal of fear, because I was stepping into the unknown and I was discovering aspects of myself that I didn't know existed. So there was a lot to discover, a lot to realize, a lot to learn, and a lot to let go, a lot of change to move through. So the first step, though, in any change is to acknowledge the truth of what is in the now. And it's human nature that when we're going through a lot of change, we want to return to stability quickly. And we want to sometimes fix what it is that we're experiencing. And what often gets overlooked is how we're feeling. And it's critically important because unless you acknowledge your emotions, you are not coming from a place of empowerment or a place of choice. So I invite you right now in this moment to join with me and to just focus on the inhale and exhale of your breath. And you can just close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Just breathing in and breathing out. Just allowing the breath and relaxing in your body. Connecting with your body. And now asking yourself, what am I feeling? What are my emotions? So just stay focused on yourself. Now, some of you may notice that you have answers quite quickly. You may be feeling that you're anxious, unsettled, worried. Maybe you're feeling fear. Whatever it is that comes to you, just allow that. Just acknowledge that by breathing with it. Now, some of you may say, well, there isn't one emotion, there are many emotions together. And that's okay. That's often the case, particularly when we are feeling intense change. It can feel like a jumble of emotions. And we may even have to acknowledge right now that we are experiencing shock about the changes that are occurring. We may be feeling the trauma of what's occurring right now, how different our lives have become. Whatever you are feeling, whether it's fear or sadness even for not being able to connect with family, or feeling a sense of loss for things that you had planned, um, the hopes and dreams that you had of things that you were going to accomplish and that are now on hold. Acknowledging your worry, acknowledging your concern, just breathing with that emotion. Not denying it, not judging it, and not trying to change it right away. We don't want to change it right away. We want to acknowledge what we're feeling. So just breathe with it. And turn to this part in love and compassion. Just let this part of you know, let this part of you know that it's okay. It's okay that you're feeling what you're feeling. And let yourself know, I am not alone in this. Please know that you are not alone. And so just coming back, just acknowledging that there's a lot going on, not only what's happening on the outside of you, but what's happening on the inside of you. And to keep that energy moving, to let that emotion flow. This is a simple tool that you can use every day to check in with yourself and ask, how am I feeling? And to keep that energy moving, you can journal. Many of you are familiar with using that tool. I do have a link on my website, which I'll post below. I have some suggestions there on how you can use journaling effectively to keep moving your emotions. And the intention would be to take everything that's stirring inside you and to move it out and to put it onto paper. It's all for your information only. It's your private journal. And to take all the thoughts, everything that you're thinking, so that they don't stay busy in the head and to occupy you and stress your body and stress your immune system and stress your emotions, but rather to take all that that's stirring inside you and to move it out and to put it onto paper. And if you really are still having difficulty at this time, please do go to my website, check to see if the work and the support that I'm offering is resonant with you. And if you feel that you want my support, please connect with me. I'm happy to support at this time and to offer some healing. Sometimes the simplest thing that I can offer somebody is to hold some sacred space, to listen to what it is that you're experiencing, and to help you to move back toward a sense of balance so that you can keep expanding and so that you can reconnect with your heart. So at this timing, I'm sure I'll be doing some other videos as we all work through this together. But at this timing, I wish you much peace and many blessings to your family, to your friends, to your loved ones, to all your animals. And I'm sure we'll speak again. Take good care. Be gentle with yourself. Be peace.